What's up, guys? Firestorm Gaming here, and I want to talk to you today about why the Timberwolves lost to the Nuggets. Now, I actually went to this game in person, and it was sad. I cannot believe that they lost this game. They had so many opportunities to win this game. It was absolutely disgusting to watch. It's one thing if, holy cow, did you see that dunk? Did you see that dunk? That looked like Derrick Rose. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Chris Dunn, baby, throwing down in NBA 2K17. But yeah, if you saw this game, man, another big dunk by Chris Dunn. Man, I can't even talk here. Chris Dunn is just throwing down. Holy cow. But yeah, this game was ridiculous, man. Like, I've never seen a team that should have won a game more than the Timberwolves. They should literally be 4-0 right now. It is sad to me that the Timberwolves are 1-3. But they should be 4-0 right now. Now, I already made videos commenting on why they lost the last two games. If you've been paying attention to my channel, I'm pretty much commenting on every single game of the Timberwolves and telling you why they're losing or why they're winning. But watching this game, man, it was ridiculously frustrating because what they were doing, and it wasn't just me. Like, I'm sitting in the audience, and people are saying the exact same thing that I am thinking. The Timberwolves are just throwing up crap. They were taking crappy shots. They were just throwing up garbage, and Tom Thibodeau was pissed. Like, the guy behind me was literally like, so first of all, I mean, we're sitting on the court, and Tom Thibodeau is yelling, and we can hear him all the way across the court up in the stands, and the guy behind me was literally like, oh my gosh, Tom Thibodeau looks like he's about to have a heart attack. I mean, he just looked so pissed and so frustrated with what was going on the court, on both sides of it, offensively and defensively, but I think especially offensively. It was just ridiculous. Now, you look at Tom Thibodeau, when he coached the Chicago Bulls, they threw up some bad shots here and there, but it was a pretty disciplined basketball club overall, and you had a lot of mature players that kind of knew how to take good shots. Derrick Rose might kind of throw up some crap here and there, but not like the Timberwolves, man. And I would probably count it at least 15 or 20 runners or just garbage hook shots that did not go in. And even on rebounds and tip-ins. So they were doing a really good job of getting offensive rebounds. But there were so many times where, like, a guy would get an offensive rebound and try to tip it back in while he was falling away from the basket, and then it just wouldn't go in. And so they literally had probably 15 to 20 opportunities where they just took really bad shots and then lost the game. Like, even at the end, Andrew Wiggins airballed a runner. He was trying to shoot a runner coming off after coming off a screen and stuff, and then he airballed it. I mean, and it's just ridiculous because, first of all, if you're going to shoot a runner, like, we're talking about a running, floating jump shot, right? If you're going to shoot one of those, you got to make it. And you look at guys in the NBA like Tony Parker, for instance. He is a guy that always makes his runners. Like, if he throws one up, it's going in. And the same thing with the hook shots. Like, Karl Anthony Towns is probably the only guy in the team that should be shooting hook shots. But every time any other guy tries to shoot hook shots, it's just total garbage. It's just total crap that they're throwing up. And everybody around me at the game was just being like, come on, guys, let's not get sloppy now. I mean, it was just, the guys were saying that, the girls were saying that, everybody watching this game was just like, come on, Timberwolves, stop being so sloppy. I mean, it was just mind-blowingly amazing to me that they were just being so obviously careless with the ball, being so obvious in terms of just throwing up garbage shots. I mean, I've never seen such an undisciplined basketball team in my entire life, and I think Tom Thibodeau definitely has his hands full. So, there were some other things that you could kind of attribute it to, but that was the main takeaway. There were some things like, for instance, Gorgui Dieng was just getting destroyed on the inside by Nurkic. Now, Nurkic is this little meatball European guy that cannot jump to save his life, but he is a bulldozer in the paint. So he just beat the crap out of Gorgui Dieng. Gorgui got pissed off, though. I mean, he literally got to a point where he threw an elbow right in the guy's throat. And I've got the footage of that, so I'll make a video on that when I get around to it, of how that progressed, because I literally have the footage of it. And it was pretty funny, the crowd's response, because nobody felt bad for Nurkic because he had been just bullying the crap out of the Timberwolves in the paint the whole game. So when he got elbowed in the throat, everybody was just, they're like, oh, come on, man, stop crying, get a tissue, just giving him a hard time. It was great. But Nurkic did kill him in the paint. I will give him that. But they still should have won this game. They should have put up they got up to like 100 points, but they could have put up 120 in this game if they would have just been a little bit more careful with the basketball, not thrown up garbage. And there were just a few plays that were really frustrating. Like there was one play where Brandon Rush literally watched the basketball go right in front of him, and he didn't even try to grab it. And everybody was just watching. I was like, dude, what are you doing, man? Like, you smoking weed or like, what's your deal, man? Like, he just like did not make a play on the ball, and the ball just like rolled right in front of him, and he just kind of watched it and stood there, and like, just weird stuff like that, right? Like you don't always notice those kinds of things, but especially when you're at a game, you're just like right there. I mean, I was in the 17th row watching this thing in person, and there was just really obvious stuff that you're like, oh my goodness. Now, on the positive side, it's been interesting because Ricky Rubio has been injured, which I think has actually been really good for the Timberwolves because now Chris Dunn is starting and Tyus Jones is getting minutes. Now, Tyus Jones looked really good on defense, like especially at the end. There was a play where he was guarding. They actually had him in at the end of the game as the point guard, and he looked good playing defense on Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson is not an easy guy to guard. I thought he did pretty good. I thought he held his own just fine. And he definitely needs to get more minutes. Chris Dunn looked phenomenal. And, the positives to take away is that Chris Dunn looked phenomenal. Zach LaVine looks like an all-star, as I've been saying on my channel. He looks like an all-star and a future superstar. He's so quick off the dribble. He's impossible to guard. Zach LaVine is just a beast for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns is a beast. He put up 22 points in the first half. You think about that, 22 points in the first half. He was just destroying the Nuggets in the paint. The only weak link they seem to have in their starting lineup is Gorgie Jang. So, as I've been saying on my channel, I hope that they find some way to trade and maybe get Nerlens Noel from the 76ers without giving up too much in the process. Because they're just really getting beat up in the paint. Karl Anthony Towns seems to be holding his own a little bit better. Some people have disagreed with me. Some people are like, oh no, Karl Anthony Towns is actually a worse defender than Gorgie. But whatever your opinion is on the subject, there is just a simple reality that they have been doing a really bad job of shutting people down in the paint. There's... And other than that, I don't really know what else to say. They've had 4 games that they should have won. They've only won one of those games. So I don't know, man. This Timberwolves team, like they're playing the Oklahoma City Thunder now in the next game. That's going to be a tough game. I do not expect them to win against the Oklahoma City Thunder, but at the same time, they do have a team that is good enough to win against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They do have a guy that can D up Russell Westbrook and Chris Dunn. They've got good help defense, all of that. But I think Steven Adams and guys like that, I think Enes Kanter's on OKC now or something like that. Those guys are just going to bully the crap out of the Timberwolves. We already know that. So, anyways, those are my thoughts on why the Timberwolves lost to the Nuggets. And as I've been saying this too in my other videos, they haven't been running enough pick and roll. I've been just going on a rant about every time they run pick and roll, they score a lot. They end up getting good results. But when they don't run pick and roll, their offense just gets stagnated. And I noticed that because the Nuggets were running pick and roll like crazy, and the Timberwolves just weren't doing it. So, anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. I digress. Thanks for watching, though. Hopefully the Timberwolves will get their act together. Hopefully they will get their act together, because this is actually a really good team that has potential to be very dominant in the NBA if they can just get disciplined, stop making stupid plays, start taking a little bit better shots, and if they're going to shoot the runners and the hook shots, at least get them to go in. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. We'll have a lot more Timberwolves commentary, NBA 2K17 footage, and I'm downloading Dishonored 2 when that comes out as well. So a lot of fun stuff happening on my channel, so feel free to subscribe. And I also will be going to the Vikings game as well. My sister has tickets because she's dating a pro football player on the Detroit Lions. So I will be going to that game. I'll be getting you some backstage footage or whatever the heck I get. I don't know what I'm going to be involved with that. But, feel free to subscribe. I have a lot more content on my channel. But yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.